they told my mother and my aunties, and then they started planning the wedding.
Wow.
Yes. To the point that my mom was like, how far when I bring my daughter-in-law to me? Like, so I was hearing it around, Ima don't get babe, Ima don't get babe.
So that means only
Ima as in you.
Yes, as in me. But me, the person involved,
The babe,
I don't even know the babe.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this episode of UNWALLED. As always, we're excited to have conversations with you. And as you can see, full house. We came loaded for the conversation that we're about to have. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy today's episode. But guys, let me ask you a quick question before we get into the topic. If, don't say God forbid, it's a hypothetical question.
Right.
If you're going to be an animal, what animal would you be?
Let us breathe first.
What animal would you be?
Ooh, animal. Fire.
5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Lion.
Of the tribe of Judah, Oshe.
Okay.
What's wrong with you? I think I'll be a dove.
Why?
Yes.
In
The son
your
of
mind,
the
you're
Holy Spirit.
gentle.
Now I'm gentle now.
Yashim, what about you?
Lamb.
You are not lamb, you're a goat. You're about to be a goat.
Okay. I was seeing if there was any, animals that, work well together. But as it is, you guys don't, there's no way to bring you together.
No, but lion and the lamb of Judah now.
The problem is the lion will chop the lamb.
Then don't worry, I've been a sacrifice long
Laid on the altar.
At the altar.
Okay, so speaking of putting the lion and the lamb together, looking at the seating arrangement.
Yes, the lion has to call the lamb.
The topic we're looking at today, which is matchmaking.
Drum roll.
Asha.
And as you can see, it's intentional that I'm here with the singletons.
Allow the singles to breathe.
Can we cut out?
Has any of you been match made before? And then what even is matchmaking? So,
My senior colleague, man.
See, matchmaking is the act and the science
wahoo.
God.
of, bringing two people together or putting ideas in their head or kind of like starting off a quote-unquote romance, relationship between two people. It may not be the idea in mind, but, just, okay, bring two people together and you're like, okay, you guys, let's see where it goes.
Go ahead.
Yes, like
I think you're using too much English inside.
Tell us without English.
Arrange, setup.
Yes, so arrange.
Simple as short.
That's nice, arrange now.
Words.
Okay, so Emmanuel, you tell us your experience, or one of them. You look like someone that has a lot.
My God, the kingdom of God has suffered violence. This is the time of John the Baptist.
Conqueror, the lion, the champion.
Oh no, you're wrong. You're very wrong. You're very wrong. So yes, I would say I've been a victim.
Wow.
And I am still a victim.
Glory.
Yes, I'm still on that table. But the Lord is my uncle. So I've been match made, right? And it was as bad as they told my mother and my aunties, and then they started planning the wedding.
Wow.
Yes. To the point that my mom was like, how far when I bring my daughter-in-law to me? Like, so I was hearing it around, Ima don't get babe, Ima don't get babe.
So that means only
Ima as in you.
Yes, as in me. But me, the person involved,
The babe.
I don't even know the babe. Do you get? So, and it was interesting that, so my auntie was like, how far now? You never still go see her? I'm like, you haven't gone there to see her. What's up? So they now asked my cousin to go and do background check whether she has a guy. So if she didn't have a guy, then I can step in.
So they didn't do the verification before they match made.
No.
But they just married you people and they were planning wedding.
That's
so
just the
how did you get out of?
So I didn't even call in the first place.
So you rejected the matchmaking?
Yes, I didn't even call.
Or did you see the girl before you?
So we are acquaintances, like our family know themselves. We know ourselves. We talk on a high level, but not more than that. So I didn't even call her. Interesting enough, till last year before I even got her number, because her and a colleague of mine served together.
You got her number?
Yes, from my colleague.
This is a very recent event.
This is very recent.
Okay.
So till last year, and then, so she saw my picture on his phone. And she was like, I know this guy.
Husband.
We are not husband now. We are kind of related. We know ourselves. And we work together. She said yes. So I now got her number from my colleague, and the lady is supposedly supposed to be my arrangee.
Yeah.
But it didn't work.
She married now?
Very married. She married in April.
She says very married.
Married in April.
Look at that. Okay, so obviously we look at things from the biblical point of view, and we have a biblical arranged marriage reference, you know. So do you think that arranged marriage or matchmaking, however you want to put it, do you think it's wrong, or do you think it's biblical, or do you think it's right? What's your perspective about it?
Emeritus, over to you, sir.
No, I've suffered violence because of this.
Okay.
So interestingly, I've also been a victim of arranged.
Amen.
And it was dead on arrival, man. It never saw the light of day. I never called her. My father kept calling out. So is it
Calling her?
Huh?
Your father was calling her?
Calling me and her.
Oh, wow.
My dear, the wedding had happened. Anyways, is it good or is it bad? That's the question, right? So in some quarters, I'll say yes, and in another quarter, I'll say no. That's yes in the sense that so some people, they've tried all else, and all else have failed. I know somebody a colleague of mine has told me that he tried, and he was suffering inferiority complex. And he got to a point he had to reach out to his folks, and he was like, see, people, you have to help me. It's either you arrange this thing to happen or you don't arrange it, and then I continue this way. They arranged and they are engaged, planning wedding. I wish them a happy married life. No, on the other hand, because sometimes parents, especially many times happens with parents don't seek the approval or consent of the people involved.
Yeah.
True.
So they just go all out, plan the whole thing, put ideas in the other person's head, and they expect everything just work perfectly. And you know, in this our generation, it doesn't just work like that. It's not like those days that they will just put you in front. This person's from this person's family. Oh yeah, bam, marriage have happened. And they don't have Twitter back then. Belente, you say they are pressing food. No. You must live together. That's how they are. So that's no on the other hand. So, but in some quarters, we have seen situations where this has worked perfect, and they are living happily ever after. So a yes and a no.
So you think yes, it is biblical, and no, it is wrong?
Yeah, okay, going biblical.
Because I think that you have jumped. Yeah, I think you have moved to our next question, which is whether it works or not.
Oh, okay.
But first of all, is it right? Is it okay to matchmake? So
right, I'll say yes and a no again. But okay, yes, it's okay.
Okay. All right. Grace, let's hear you.
Is it biblical? Well, I think seeing as we only have one instance, I don't really know if we can base a doctrine
around it.
Yes.
Which of the instances are you referring to?
Father Abraham has many sons.
Okay. At that point, he has only one son, and he did that.
Yeah, exactly. But that was the only time where.
But I think
you think Ruth and Naomi.
Yes.
You think it's
arranged now? Yes, now. It's a systematic arranging.
Like that,
in a way.
That was better.
But seeing as like both times they actually worked, so I think
Okay.
I think it's okay. It's okay.
Is it okay? Okay.
You expert in the field of.
He will say it depends. Just wait and see.
I will not say it now.
Say it now. Just
say it. But it depends. It depends.
On what?
All hail prophetess.
Oh my God, Sister Equitos. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry. It depends on the standpoint where they're coming from. So in the case of Abraham, right, he was in a land where they worship other things other than God. And he was scared because he doesn't want his son, the promised son, let's use that word, to get married to someone of not the same faith with him.
Yeah.
He had to send his servant back to his people to get. So yes, it works. And it depends on the basis or the foundation of why they are doing it. If it's maybe because of selfish reasons, okay, I am rich, my friend is rich, so let's marry our children. Let's just keep on exchanging. Let's preserve the wealth. Yes. So if it's on that level, no. But if it's based on values of God Yeah, I think it works.
Me, I believe in matchmaking.
Oh.
And let me just tell you people, I have already match-made my son. It's
Which-
just that
which
the
of the
girls,
son?
How old is your son?
Which of the son?
it depends.
Which, which of the son?
I have one son, one biological son.
Yes.
I've match-made him.
With-
I have
With-
picked his parents-in-laws.
Wow.
I'm just
Okay.
waiting for the girl to be born.
What if they don't now give birth again?
They will.
What?
Because actually, I've already broken one arrangement because I had already match-made my daughter to my friend's son and now born boy.
Away.
So now they are waiting, but that's not the point. I'm saying all of this to say that I believe in matchmaking.
Yeah.
However, like we have said, I think that matchmaking it should not be force.
Yeah.
We should still leave the people to be able to choose, to be able to develop their relationship. Let it be that this is how they met. Now, you now allow them to continue as though they met themselves on the street.
Yeah.
You now look at all the other parameters as you would a normal relationship. Because sometimes, I think another thing is, sometimes the person that introduced you to the person, you now, how do I put this now? Maybe I introduce Grace to Yashim. Instead of her to now look at Yashim from the eye of Yashim, they will now be looking at the person from the eye of the matchmaker.
Yes.
To say, oh, if a spiritual person introduced me, that means you must be
spiritual.
You know, so you let your guards down.
Yeah,
but I think that it can work if, number one, the people involved don't push it. You allow them to develop their relationship, and then they know the parameters they are looking out for, and they continue to look for the right parameters. Are you godly? Do you know God? Do you like me?
Yeah.
Are you just
Important
here
question,
because they brought you? Because I had two situations. One that one of our elder statesmen tried to hook me up with this young man. I was waiting for me to call him. And he was like, so have you called? I'm like,
why?
I'm not gonna call him because I mean, I'm the catch, you know.
For
But
this very reason, the man shall leave his father's house.
Stick.
and make the call. That's Stevenson version, you know. And then I had a very interesting experience with my husband, where two mentors of ours, you know, one being a pastor that was close to us, and another being a mentor. And this my pastor, in fact, he sent me a message saying, "Are you still single?"
Oh.
And told me how he has somebody in mind for me, but I should go and pray.
Okay.
And he never told me the person. And a few months after, he's like, "Do you remember that our conversation?" I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "So has anybody been coming to your mind?" And then I told him this person, which is my husband. He's like, "Okay, go and pray." What I didn't know was he was having that same conversation with my husband, but he never told any of us.
Wow.
So I think for him, he sensed it, but prayed us into it. And in our own unique journey, I was grateful that they didn't introduce us. Not introduce, we already knew ourselves, but they didn't like suggest us.
Yeah.
Because for me, like I said, I believe in matchmaking, but in the unique way our journey went, I feel like if they had done it, I would have gotten to a point where I would probably still have married him because I would have still gotten my own conviction. But I would have gotten to a point where I'm like, did I really like this person? Or is it because they suggested him to me?
Yeah.
If they never suggested him to me, would I ever have looked at him in that way? Is this, you know, all of that? But that thing they did was it just stood out to us. And even for me that I believe in matchmaking, it also was an example for me. Not to push anybody, no matter how perfect I believe that you guys are. Even if I want to introduce, that's fine. But I think I should pray more.
Yep.
You know, pray more. Be there to guide if they ever need your guidance. But don't, you know,
Don't
push.
push it, you know. So do you have...
But she has already selected wife for
our son
the
now.
son.
No,
Wait. Are you praying?
no. Don't worry. She said she's not going to push. She was still here.
But it depends on where she's pushing it from.
Are you pushing it from
She can be pushing it from
point
the
of prayer? Is it prayer?
She's on her knees praying.
So-
slash.
I'm a wise woman.
Okay. Sorry.
certain things are already in place. Like they are not going to know themselves as brother and sister.
Ah.
All those. This is
The
your
zoning.
younger sister.
No, we are not zoning
We are not
anything.
gone.
We are not zoning nobody.
You know, setting guidelines.
Preach,
Okay.
preach,
Just
preach.
a little nudging.
Okay.
Preach.
But I will not, of course, that's on a lighter note. I will not, force
Start calling her my daughter-in-law.
No, I'm not even going to do that. Oh,
Why you say?
my daughter, no.
Can you take so music to mama?
Then
this
that one will
person's
not
house?
code. I
Then
don't them there.
Yeah, that one
you
is
know. But
Have you seen-
let
okay.
me even bring this angle to us.
Yeah.
Going back to Abraham's story, right? What if you find yourself in a land like Abraham did? And then you're out of concern for your child not to be unequally yoked. How do you handle that kind of situation in terms of their choice of a partner?
So let me share this story. It's something that's happened before. Not with me though. We all are familiar with the popular Ravi Zacharias.
Yeah.
So Ravi Zacharias shared his story and said before he got married at a very young age, he went to meet his father and told his father that his father would be the person to choose for him a wife.
Oh.
And when he felt it was right, now the father didn't push it. Ravi felt he was old enough to get married. Then he went back to his father and told, oh, sorry, not Ravi, his older brother. So the older brother went back to the father and told his father that now I am ready to get married. Like I've promised, I want you to get me a wife. So they had to send letters back to India. Now, the older brother was in France. The father was in Canada. And they had to go back to India to find the wife. So now that's because, just like you rightly said, Abraham and Isaac just didn't want to mix up of those. So they wanted to find someone who's godly from India for this husband. And Ravi said he had to walk up to his older brother and said, what if peradventure this person shows up and the person doesn't have one leg? What do you do?
What would you do?
And the older brother said something which till today still resounds with me. He said, if you choose to love someone, you will love that person.
So love
and
is
they are
a choice.
happily married about 60 years after.
Wow.
Right? So, just like Abraham, it's from the fear of turning his son's heart away from God.
Yeah, true.
There's a motive. And then, God so kind, someone came along, right? And then the promise came right after.
And Isaac accepted her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there was a choice.
Him because when Isaac saw her,
He
Exactly.
took initiative. Like his grandfather Adam.
Bro,
Started to
that woman gotta be beautiful,
set
man.
to pro.
She gotta be beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, she's gotta be tall.
Focus.
Oh no, okay, fine. I'm using English now.
did
Anyway,
you say she was tall?
she gotta be tall.
Are you saying your spec?
Are
or
you
what the
speaking for
Bible says?
yourself or
No, I'm trying to think.
is it deductive or inductive?
It depends. So,
Or what?
but anyways,
Yeah.
I feel it has to do with the person in question.
Yeah.
All right. Was your question?
Yeah, just if you find yourself in
That situation.
that kind of situation.
So for me, I still feel it has to do with the person. You have to make up your mind.
It's a choice.
Can you deal with this? Knowing the person, not knowing the person. Do you trust the person doing all of this arranging? Do you trust that this person is going to make the right choice for you? Right? And then you will have to be openly minded.
Yeah, true.
You can't close every end. You can't have a spec because the spec is going to be someone else's choice.
The spec is speckless.
The spec is speckless.
Yes. If
But
you
can you tell the person your spec?
Well, yes,
But
I believe that the person's spec would overshadow your spec.
Your spec, because they feel like they know what
They
is
know.
exactly,
good for
exactly. So like I said, you just have to make that choice. You have to accept it the way it comes. You get, and then learn to build on whatever your convictions, acceptance, whatever.
So, Grace, do you think it's something that you personally can get married based on being matchmade?
Almost.
You gotta fall in love first.
Like you said, be open-minded, and it's not as if you are forced to do it. It's just hi, meet this person kind of thing. So if it so happens that we meet and then we get talking and then we understand each other and then there's God's approval on it. I mean, why not? What am I still waiting for?
What are you still waiting for?
What am I still waiting for?
Single Pringle.
That means she's ready.
So you see, it
depends.
It actually conforms with what you said, right? When you said, despite the fact this person was talking to this person and the same person was talking to you, you thank God that this person didn't introduce you. So that at some point you wouldn't feel, oh, okay, do I really love this person? Or I'm just doing it because you get. So you have to live with the consequence of your choice.
Yeah.
Whichever way.
Whichever way, you have to live with the consequence of your choice. And today, you can look at your marriage and say, oh, I bless God I married this man.
Come on now.
You
gotta testify about my life.
She's so serious.
You can really tell you I know I made the right choice. So you be proud of yourself and for the choice you made. And then you also when you look back at the journey, you be like, indeed,
you'll be grateful for the journey.
You even bless God that He actually answered your prayer. That's if you prayed.
She prayed now. Can't you see? She's a spiritual sister.
My husband now.
She's a woman of
marry
prayer.
that kind of man by accident.
Anyways, you're priding.
As we wrap this conversation up, I think I'll just go around and ask us for final words on the issue of matchmaking generally, especially for Christians.
Okay, am I to go first?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Ladies first.
You have covered yourself, so please, Grace, you go first.
All right. So, final thoughts on matchmaking. You have a choice.
Yeah.
You have a choice. Because in as much as we have heard testimonies of, we met and then we fell in love and then, we got married and we're happy. There have also been stories of we met, we were not the right fit, but because I was so scared to tell everybody that we were not the right fit, I married the person and then you became a punching bag.
Sure.
So you have a choice. And God is the ultimate matchmaker, so to speak. I'm preaching. You better shut this down.
Where's the oil? I need to pour it on top.
So God is the ultimate matchmaker. So even if man, plans, you can still go back to God and be like, God, how far? It's possible that, God led, like your story now. He said, are you still single? Go and pray. It's possible that
might have even been preparation for your heart.
It's possible that he knew that this was what God was seeing, but he didn't just want to say, Bologi, what about you?
No.
Exactly. So you have a choice, please. And then check out. Now you will still live with the person.
Now
you will still live with the person. So it's very important to know that you have a choice. That's just my final thoughts.
Thank you.
My final thoughts. So almost everything you are saying, I relate to all of them, right?
Can you give me money for saying your quote?
I forgive you. So I have a case of this, right? Someone called. They saw me in a dream. And
I see you in a dream.
Yes, they saw me in a dream and okay. And I was packing my bags to leave my house. I was married. And the issue was my wife was giving me issues. And she said she was begging me to leave, to not go. But I left. Then she woke up. So she called, this is the dream I had. I don't know what it means, but pray. So that's where I am. Though I'm not currently in any relationship, but it...
Are you selling your market? Go ahead, sir.
They say now where person they work.
He's single, he loves
now
God.
there go shop.
Tall,
He's a
dark,
good man.
handsome.
Oh my
TDH
God.
is from
Sorry,
Southern
please,
Kaduna.
please go ahead.
So, final words. Do not let your guards down because someone made you guys. Don't feel okay because it's this person. So no, I have to be careless.
Yeah,
all what you are looking for, still check for them.
Yeah.
If you're not seeing them, you can still go back to that person. Yeah, I respect what you did for me, but based on this and this and this, I'm not seeing what I'm looking for, and I don't have that conviction. So this is why I have to let this slide. Let's not be as if because they drag my hand and put me in this waka. I just have to, just stay there. So that's my final words.
Thank you. Yashim.
Okay. So for me, they are quite simple. First of all, trust God. For the process.
Yes.
Secondly, trust yourself. Make a decision. Like I said initially, be open-minded. Just trust yourself. Make a decision. Is this what you want? Is this what you don't want? So make a decision. When you make the decision, live by it. That's it.
Live by it.
All right. What wise words by this amazing group of people that are not married yet. Okay, so we want to hear your thoughts. Have you been match-made before? Did it work out? Are you, just let us know your thoughts in the comment. Don't forget to like this video, to subscribe to this channel. And if you have any questions, please let us know. We love to engage with you. Until the next episode, enjoy yourself. God bless you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
We will not allow the single people to
breathe.
I climb to the highest mountain.